You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to take you through the process of making a skirt, and we are using this lace for it, and we are using this bridal satin for the inner. And to start with, I folded my fabric into four, and look at the way I did it. Okay, I folded the first this way, then took it from this part over to this side, leaving 1.5 inches here for the slit and for the zipper. All right, so one thing you should consider is that the width from this point to this point should be equal to your hip measurement plus 1.5 inches or 1 inch at least for seam allowance. All right, so without wasting much time, let's dive into the tutorials. Alright, for this particular skirt, I'll be adding 1.5 inches band, and the next thing I need to do now is to consider the band before getting my hip measurement. Okay, so you have to measure your client's hip measurement from the waistline, and mine is about 10 inches. So I have considered the band and 1/2 inch here that I would use to join it, and that's what I have here. Then from there, you consider the nail length of your client. Go ahead and measure your nail length. Then I'm going to extend the line. Alright, so the next thing you need to do is to take your waist circumference measurements divided by 4. And the waist circumference I'm working with is 32. And when you divide it by 4, you should have about 8 inches. Okay, then you add 1.5 inches to it. Then you measure your hip circumference divided by 4 and add your allowance to it, your seam allowance. I'm using seam allowance of 1.5 inches. Then on this your knee length, you can deduct like between 1.5 inches to 2 inches depending on the figure you are working with. So for this my client, I'll be deducting 2 inches from her waist measurement, from her hip measurement. Okay, so this is what we have. 2 inches is out already, and I'm going to mark what we have. All right, so I've marked it right there. Then at the hem, I'm going to deduct 3 inches instead of 2 inches. So this is 3 inches, and the total of what I have at the hip side is 13.5. So I'll mark it right here. Then once I'm done, I'll go ahead and connect. So I'm using a straight ruler to connect. Then at this part, I'm going to use something curvy to connect this. Then I'm going to connect the hip area. Then at this point, I'm going to come down here and reblend this line. Alright, on the waistline, you go in with your chalk 1 inch from the back parts, alright, in order to avoid back bulge on your skirt area. Okay, so you are going to go ahead and connect it all the way to your hip line and mark a straight line there. Then this 1 inch we took out, I'm going to put it back here. This is just for the back part. Then I'll reconnect it to the hip line. So I'll go ahead and cut it, then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I'm done cutting it, and this is what the front part looks like. As you can see, it's kind of shorter than that of the back. Okay, so I'm going to use this pattern and cut out my lace. Alright, so to cut the lace pattern, I will have to fold my lace into two this way, making sure that it covers the hip measurement when divided by 4. Then I will get any of the piece, maybe the front or the back piece, and place on it, making sure it's equal. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so this is it. It's about ½ inch longer than the fabric, and it won't affect the length in any way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut out that pattern, and I will do the same thing to the back. Then I'll get back to you. So on the waist side of the front side, I'm going to reduce it by 1 inch. Then I will connect to the side seam. So I'm going to cut from here. Alright, so this is what we've cut for the front. Then I'll cut the back pattern just like this and proceed. Alright, so this is what we have after cutting. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bind these two fabric together. This is the lining and this is the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to get the right side of the lining. This is the right side of the lining facing upward. Then I'm going to get the right side of my lace facing upward. Okay, so I'm going to make sure it aligns very well. Alright, so to bind it, I'm going to be using this gum. This is B6000 gum. So on this part where there are flowers of embroideries, I'm going to be applying my gum on it. And I'm going to be doing that bit by bit. So after gumming this, I'll give it time to dry. Then when it dries, I'll flip it to gum to the satin lining we are working with. So let me go ahead and gum. Then once I'm done, I'll get back to you. So I will do that to all the pattern. Okay. Alright, so after putting it on the lace fabric, on all the edges of this satin lining, I'm going to put it on it so that it will help me bind the edges very well. Alright, so I'm done laminating it, and this is what it looks like. You can see that the two pieces are together. It's not going out, like it's bind together. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to do exactly this to the back pattern, and we go over to the sewing machine and sew. Alright, so for the back piece, I've aligned it, and I need to start sewing. So I'm going to leave 7.5 inches from here to here for my zipper. Then I'm going to measure all the way to my knee length and come up by 1 inch or 2 inches, depends on how long the client wants it. So 1 inch from my knee length, it's okay. So I'm going to impute measurements, the allowance we gave for the zipper. And stitch it all the way to the top. So I'm going to stitch from this particular point to this point, then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I'm done stitching. This is what I have. So when I'm done weaving, because I'm going to weave all the edges, I'll just put it this way, just fold it in and iron. Then after ironing, I will insert a hemming gum inside and press it back so that it will gum the two pieces together, and you have neat finishing. So once that is done, the next thing is to shape the skirt, add the front and the back piece together. So this is my front piece. I'm going to align it this way and stitch using the allowance we gave earlier. Alright, so this is both the front and the back pattern. I have arranged it and I have pinned it. So I went ahead to insert the allowance we gave earlier when cutting. So I had to put the allowance all the way down. I marked it straight down. Then on the other side, I had to put the allowance. Then after that, I remeasured to make sure that what I have is exactly my client's measurement, both the hip measurement and the waist measurement. So once I'm done, the next thing is to take it to my sewing machine and stitch all the way down on both sides. Then after that, I'll join my band. I've cut out my band already. I'm done sewing the skirt, so it's time for the band. So I've cut out my band and it's about 4 inches wide. So this is 4 inches wide. Okay, so I folded it in for the first time using 0.75 inches and I ironed it. This is 1.75 inches rather. So I had to fold it in this way and iron. Okay, so after ironing, I opened up this part and folded in 0.5 inches on this other side and I ironed it all the way down. So I'm going to start from here, from the back rather. So I'm going to start stitching from here. I'm going to stitch using 0.25 inches on this part where I didn't fold. 0.25 inches until I get to the other end. Alright, so I had to hold it down with my pin. So after stitching round it, I'll just have to flip it over to this side, then fold in this and top stitch on it. Alright, so I've attached the waistband and this is what we have. You can see how neat it is. So the next thing, I'm going to cut out this excess. So the next thing is to attach my zipper to it. After stitching on this side, I'll come over to this side and stitch. Then after that, I can just go ahead and put this inside and top stitch on it and do the same to the other one. And after that, I'll go ahead and weave. Then after weaving, I will put hemming gum at the slits area so that it will relax and look neater. And that's all for this tutorials. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.